Yes, I do agree. That's a very interesting topic. Oh, hi. Duration. That's right, in this episode we're going to be talking about drinking. So have you hydrated properly today? That's 6 to 8 cups of water every day. Or, you know, if you're posh, glasses. Jokes guys. Now it is hard to take seriously, I understand that. A lot of people do say they don't like the taste of water, which I don't really understand because it doesn't really taste of anything to me. It does taste different in a lot of different places. Up north in the UK it tastes hard water they've got up there. Oh bro, H2 bros. And I guess in the south we've got soft water, but it's banging, so no complaints here. I'm not sure I can really describe the taste of water anyway. I know I don't like fizzy water, sparkling water, that's like drinking pins and needles, that is. But yeah, if you don't really like the taste of water, then there's alternatives. You can get some, you know, squash in there. Just the more you know, it's the same with everything in this video series, that the more you try something, the easier it gets. You know, that's the same with like spicy food and beer and stuff. You know, initially it's like, and then over time you're like, oh, I quite like this over time. But water is one of those things that you kind of need it to stay alive, which is something we'll get onto in a sec. So one of the best decisions I've made is getting a water filter, like I've just shown you here. It's a physical reminder to drink more throughout the day, as it's physically there. I can see it and I'm just like, oh, yeah, I haven't forgotten. And again, it's got that purified taste, and just generally throughout the day I'll have a few pints of water here and there, like especially if I've done exercise, or as soon as I get to work I have a pint of water. Or with my meals as well, like having a pint of water after food is just, that's the highlight of my day. I'll get back onto water in a minute, or water as I actually call it, but we're gonna sidetrack. Now we'll get back into talking about water in a sec, but I just want to talk about alcohol, coffee and fizzy drinks as well. So just to kind of annoyingly tell you the bad stuff about them, which I'm sure you've never heard before. So alcohol consumption, that's one of those things that's taken me way too long to understand the positives and negatives of alcohol consumption, and it's taken me too many bad experiences to learn from, to be honest. So I learn lessons very slowly. Now with alcohol, one of the best decisions I've made over the last few years is just giving it up sporadically here and there for like an extended period of time. Obviously now I'm doing my Caveman challenge, I'm like straight edge, sober, so you know, no bad stuff going in. You know, I think I did like 120 days in 2017. I was like, fucking, that was really easy. But you know, over the last few years now, as I'm now in my 30s technically, which sucks to say, nights out are rarer and rarer. That's fun to say. But yeah, it's just not happening that much, and I don't really feel the need to just drink for the fucking sake of it, you know. And to be honest, I've only had one night out this year for my birthday in January for my 30th, and now we're in lockdown. It doesn't look like that's going to change, you know, and there's going to be no nights out for the rest of the year, more than likely. So it's just is what it is, you know. So it's a good chance for everyone to just experience not drinking. Although a lot of my friends are getting absolutely steaming through lockdown, so who knows? You do what you want to do. Now the most important sentence about this whole alcohol thing is alcohol is a depressant, and it's important that you know that. It took me way too long to know that. Like, that wasn't a sentence I'd ever heard before. It wasn't something that I was just denying or ignoring. I did not know that.
I did not.
And now looking back through all my uni years and going from an 18-year-old just drinking for the first time to even when I was 21, 22, 23, I was just having these nights out, just like, yeah, just getting into this real bad state. You know, not just because I was steaming, but like the days after with the guilt and the physical torment it took on my body. Like, it took way too long for me to learn that, and now I feel like there's not a lot of people that know that. Not a lot of many people. I'm fucking steaming now, aren't I? But the point is, if you're in a bad place mentally and you turn into drink, well, that's just a recipe for disaster. I mean, you've seen it in all the cliche films when, you know, the guy goes to the bar and he just, you know, he gets steaming, you know, like Ron Burgundy, you know, eh? In The Anchorman, when he goes to the bar by himself and his life just goes down the shitter because he's just drinking himself to death. And obviously that's a fictitious character, but there's loads of stories. I'm sure everybody knows someone that's turned to drink and their lives got a lot worse. It's one of those things you must know, that if you're in a bad place and you turn to drink, it's a depressant, so it's just going to spiral downwards from there. So it is important to just like with a lot of the stuff I'm talking about in the video series, is just try something for a little while, see how you feel. I'm not asking everyone to just go, right, stop that, can't do that anymore, fucking no more. It's not going to happen. So just try it a little bit, see if you can, give up alcohol for a week, if that's, something that's a test for you, or a month or whatever. And with like Stoptober, dry January, fuck. And with dry January and sober October or Stoptober, whatever, like a lot of my mates have done these things for an extended period of time, and they've noticed like the weight loss is a lot easier, their skin clears up, they feel better mentally as well, they get more stuff done, they're engaging with their family or their friends or their loved ones as well, because they're not getting steaming all the time, they're having the actual conversations. And the money saved as well is a massive one, because alcohol is not cheap, and over the years the tax goes up and the beer gets more expensive. I work in hospitality, so it goes up by like a certain amount every year, and wages don't necessarily go up to match it, so we're just spending a lot of money on drinking, to be honest. Listen. I fucking hate mopeds. One thing I will say though is just don't feel pressure to fit in. That's something I struggled with for a long time, and it took me way too long to just say, I don't fancy it tonight. I would rack myself with guilt. Obviously I got anxiety and just the depressive states as well, and you just kind of get in these weird spaces and you're just like, I've got to go out because they won't talk to me again, or this will happen, or they'll have fun without me, and then I won't be able to catch up, have these conversations because I won't know what's going on, or I won't be able to get a girlfriend if I don't go out. That's a big one as well. Even now, like as a 30-year-old, I'm like, how the fuck am I going to get a girlfriend? I don't really like using dating apps because that's a whole fucking thing. But like, if I don't go out on a night out, how am I going to meet anyone? And I feel like that pressure you put yourself in, and you just end up getting steaming, and then those insecurities play on your mind even more when you're drunk, because that's what it does, and then it just leads you into a bad state. But fucking hate mopeds. And the thing is as well, if you are going on a sober night out, which I do recommend everybody try once, because it's interesting, I'll give you that, especially when you're with your best mates and they're all getting fucking off their tits, and you're there with like, you're drinking a Coke because you want to look like you're drinking, which is another weird psychology. Like, what are you doing? Just if you're not thirsty, don't drink. Don't feel the need to just stand there. And it's so weird being on a night out, especially if you've never done it before. You've been on nights out for years and you've never, not had a drink in your hand. If that, I'm sure there's some of you that can have a night out and you don't get steaming and you just have one or two, but I'm sure there's less than 5 people in the UK who are capable of that. But yeah, on the night out, it is weird. You do feel the need to, I don't know, you wanna be holding a drink. It feels, I personally anyway, I don't know what to do with my hands on a sober night out, so I find out just holding a drink makes me feel like some kind of sense of security, and that is again what leads people to just go, oh fuck, I'll just have a drink, and I just have one, and then you end up just as fucking steaming as the rest because you want to play catch up or whatever, and your mates when they're steaming anyway, have a fucking drink, have a shot, have a fucking shot. It's not easy, but I recommend everyone gives a sober night out a go. It's not cool being that guy the next day. Oh, remember what you did? Like, I used to have a mate who did that. Used to go on sober nights, pretend to drink. That's the worst thing. Don't be ashamed of being sober on a night out. Don't pretend, I'm just going to double vodka. Yeah, don't put any vodka in there. Don't be that guy. There's no need for that. There's no shame in it. No one gives a shit. That's what I noticed as well. After the first, like, oh, you're not drinking? No, have a shot. Nah. Oh, okay, fucking, let's have a fucking dancing, innit? But, don't need to be that guy who's just like, pretending to drink on a night out, and the next day, oh, you were doing this and you were doing that, oh, fucking shame on you. Like, it ain't about that. It's just about being with your mates on a night out. It's fun. But like the whole, I'm getting off track, but don't feel pressure to fit in, and just do what you want to do, and again, give something a go, and give a sober night out a go. Just see how you feel, and the next day when you wake up without a hangover and your skin's good and you don't want to be sick all fucking day and you can actually do something, I recommend it. Now don't get me wrong, I did have some great fucking nights on the old alcohol, which you can see some of them here. As you can see, there's a range of faces and places where I've been an absolute mess. But I don't regret a lot of times. I had some fucking incredible times, absolutely steaming, and I'm sure in the future I'll be steaming again. But I get filled with regret a lot of times. And I can't remember a night out, which sucks, because I've spent like, 40 quid to me, especially when you're in uni. 40 quid's a lot of money. Even now, 40 quid's a lot of money to me. And to spend like, a night out and then wake up in the morning with no memory, fuck, hate that, hate it. And then you get the guilt, and then you read through your text messages of who you've been texting, like, oh well, that's a relationship ruined. I have to throw away my phone and never speak to anyone ever again. I've made some horrendous mistakes on my nights out and just made an absolute twat of myself. But I suppose that's the whole point, you lose your inhibitions and you can go either way. But most of the time you end up doing something fucking stupid. Another one here, which I'll show you, is my eczema, which really played up when I used to drink. It's something that's obviously cleared up now. Nice clear arms, hopefully you can see that. But, I'm sinking. I've sunk. Clearly my arms are just massive now. You can just call me Callum Gaines, and the chair can't handle the weight. But no, yeah, as I did go on these nights out and stuff, and I didn't drink enough water, didn't take care of my body. My arms would flare up, and that's an anxious, it's a sign of anxiety, having eczema, like flare-ups and that. And I would just scratch, because on a night out I would get stressed, and then like I get paranoid. With good reason, that like girls wouldn't want to speak to me because my arm was like in a fucking disgrace. Like it was horrible, and it was self-inflicted as well because I just couldn't leave it alone. It probably would have got better if I didn't fucking scratch it all the time, but like, yeah, so it would get worse because I'd scratch it because I was anxious, and then it just like, it's just one of those catch-22s. You just constantly like, It took me a long time to realise like, oh wait, after a week of not drinking, my arms just cleared up and I feel much better. And I'm not scratching because I'm not stressed so much. It's like, again, it's like I said earlier, it's when you give things a little go and you're like, you learn things about yourself that you forgot about. I myself have a terrible memory, especially on nights out. You do forget a lot of stuff, but just see how you feel and give stuff a go. Hey, so I'm just doing the edit now, and I realised I didn't really talk about something that's actually quite important when it comes to drinking. From my experiences personally as well, and that's the anxiety attacks I used to get when I was drunk on a night out. And I used to think it was just like a quirk, something I did when I was drunk and I didn't really have any control over. But I used to run home all the time from nights out, and my friends always make fun of me for it. And I didn't want to do it, but I just ended up like waking up in the morning with like cuts and scars all over my elbows and my knees because I used to fall down when I was like sprinting home. And I've seen other people do it in town as well. Like I said, I work in bars and clubs for the last 10 years, so I see people do it. And it's anxiety that makes you do it. But from my personal experience, I used to have like, at the time I didn't realise, but I used to have panic attacks on nights when I got, say for example, I got left by myself for just 10 seconds, or my mates would turn around to talk to someone and I'll go for a dance or go to the toilet, and I was waiting outside. Sometimes I would just like, this alcohol just plays on your insecurities, and you just panic, and your logic just goes out the window, and you just run. And then, but the panic attack bits were like really scary because it genuinely felt like I was dying. And I don't want that to come across as like blasé, but like I genuinely thought I was about to die. And it's a part of the panic attack is like, you can Google it. It says impending sense of doom, and it sounds dramatic, but it is. You feel like this is it. This is my final moment. And my heart was going and I couldn't breathe, and I was like and that's something I'll talk about in later videos, is the panic attacks. But I used to go to the hospital at 4 o'clock in the morning a couple of times with my mate, like bless him, Andrew, thank you for taking me, mate. But and then I got there and I sobered up and I felt very embarrassed, and we never really talked about it again. But looking back, it's a lot easier now. But and maybe you or someone you know is suffering from anxiety without you even knowing, and this is one of the things that happens when you're anxious on a night out. But yeah, something that really affected me, and it's a big factor in me being able to stop drinking for a long extended period of time. And like I said, right now I am sober and I feel great for it. Not that I ever had a problem, because I was a rubbish drinker. I was a bit of a lightweight, but not having that in my system, and not having those bad memories or awkward moments, or especially waking up with like, oh, I've broken my phone, I've lost this, I've lost that. Or like, oh, I should not have texted that person that thing. All those kind of worries and stresses are gone now.
I can stress about other stuff in my life, but I just thought I'd put that in the video because I think it's quite important to know that anxiety does really get ramped up when you're drunk. So cool, thanks for listening, and back to the video.
Coffee's a weird one because when I wrote the book I wasn't a big coffee drinker, and since then I've worked in like a coffee bar, and then the place I work at now is loads of coffees all day, so I get to work on these really like expensive fancy machines where I get to play with latte art and work on my designs and stuff, which some of them are pictured here, which are quite nice. I don't really like the taste of coffee, so I put loads of like hazelnut syrup in there or something because I just love sweet stuff. But yeah, since I wrote this book initially when I was just like fucking coffee drinkers, fucking wah, I've come around a bit and I try coffee every now and then, but it's not part of my daily routine. And if it is part of your daily routine and you're saying like that cliche saying, which I fucking hate people saying, like, oh, I can't function without my morning coffee. That kind of winds me up because I find a lot of people do things and say things just because they've seen it on TV, and there's people I've worked with over the years that just, and people I know in my family, whatever, just like, hey, is that you, or are you just pretending to be that character you see off TV, bloody Friends or whatever. But yeah, if you are one of those people anyway, they're just like, oh, you can't function without your morning coffee, ask yourself why. Has coffee been that, that medicine, or have you, without wanting to admit it, over time conditioned yourself to needing that coffee in the morning? Like cigarettes, everyone's like, oh, I need a cigarette. Like, I don't need a cigarette right now because I'm not a smoker. I don't need a coffee right now because I'm not like a coffee drinker every day, whatever the term is. Coffee slut. Coffee slut is the word I'm going for. So if you're a coffee slut, ask yourself why. Is that something you've picked up over time? Because it fucking is. But obviously on the flip side, there are definite benefits to drinking coffee. I'm not gonna deny any of those things. I myself, I now am drinking a little bit of coffee, once or twice a week on those days when I wake up late and I miss my alarm deliberately. And with coffee as well, it is addictive. Caffeine is a drug, and it's important to know that. Same with alcohol. Alcohol's a drug as well, in case you weren't aware. And I know it's not cool to say that.
Smoking drugs is cool. Do you think that doing alcohol is...
But, obviously, I was a stoner for a very long time, and I subscribed to the notion that, alcohol, weed, and caffeine, they're all the same, except one of them's good for you, and yet, there's benefits to all of them, really. But the fact that cannabis is classed as a drug, nasty drug, and you've got people who are actually dying from alcohol consumption is just crazy, and obviously smoking cigarettes and stuff. But let's not get sidetracked down that road. But if you are one of those people, like I said, who can't function without your morning coffee, maybe you're showing signs of an addiction and you don't even realise. So maybe it's time to wake up and smell the coffee. Cool beans. Beans, coffee beans. Hot beans more like, but... So yeah, like I said, give stuff a go. If you want to give coffee up for a week, a month maybe, I'd probably recommend a month. Obviously not immediately to try a week first, see how you feel, but I reckon after a month you'd be like, fuck me, I've got more energy than I knew I normally would have. Because when you have, that caffeine boost, the energy boost, you kind of rely on it and your body doesn't produce enough energy. Same with smoking weed, and when you're smoking weed, you get the dopamine from your weed, so your brain goes, right, I don't need to produce that much, I'm getting it from the weed. And then when you stop smoking, you're like, oh, I'm miserable, I'm depressed. Like, that's what will happen, I get depressed and stuff. So, your body, chemicals, we're all chemicals, man. So just, again, research online, give it a go. I'm not expecting anyone to do this. I'm just putting it out there, putting my experiences out there for my mental journey, but it's something that helped me anyway when I did give up coffee, because I was drinking a lot of coffee at one point when I was working in the place 2 jobs ago. I was just drinking like 3 cups a day because I was just making loads. I was just like jittery and anxious, and I was just like, whoa. And like I wasn't thinking, because I was just so anxious, I wasn't thinking, dude, it's the coffee. It's obviously the coffee. So, maybe that is just something I'm like, oh, yeah, maybe I should just give it up for a little bit. See what happens, you never know. So another classic Callum James quote for you, which you can read here, is, wake up, you're sabotaging yourself. Don't spend your prime years defending bad decisions. Hey, get that tattooed on your fucking face. oh, but I just need this and I just need... Give it a fucking go. See what happens. You never know. Anyway, back onto drinking water. Hello. Calm. So if you weren't aware, there are some actual benefits to drinking water. So obviously being hydrated, number one, you're gonna get better skin, clearer skin. You're gonna get more energy from the food that you eat as well, because your digestion, the way it works is that the water helps you do that. I'm not a scientist. Again, like I said in this disclaimer, I'm not that very good at talking. Clear example. Fuck, I'm having an episode. You know, it's very important, and also staying alive as well. And there is that classic song which I'm not gonna sing for copyright reasons, so I'll do my own little version. Staying alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. So losing as little as 2%. 2% of your body's water content can significantly decrease your physical performance. And since we're made up of 60% of water anyway, or I don't know, I think this is a bit more than that now. Nowadays, what am I on about? It's around 60% of water that we're made up of. You know, I think it's kind of important. That 2% drop is, you know, so head on, drink some water in it. And also a lack of water in your system can ruin your mood. Like personally, again, definitely that's why I drink a lot of water, because otherwise I'm fucking all over the place. And also headaches, migraines, a lot of the time, just dehydrated. Also it can affect the brain. It can affect your brain. Also it can affect your working memory, anxiety and fatigue as well will increase. So, you know, it's definitely worth giving a go, drinking the old H2. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
Now for me it makes sense when you break it down about what your body's made of and what it needs to survive. Again, Caveman Basics is what we're talking about. And like I said, with those issues I just mentioned with fatigue, anxiety, headaches, fatigue, just memory, that's one of them. You know, how many people do you know that have these kind of issues, and are they hydrated? Do you ever see them drink enough water? Something to think about there. I think a lot. Now, as a competitive person myself, I do like to like things.
I love to laugh. I like to like.
Yeah, I do. I like to think that I can outperform someone else. I like to think that I'm better than them, or I'm going to live a better life just by drinking water, just by drinking something that's free-ish. So I've just seen my fucking water bill for the month, and been in my cold showers a bit too long. Also, going back to my mate David Attenborough, who I'm yet to meet and probably never will. You know, plastic bottles, water bottle, you know, branded water bottles over there. You know, them lot, fucking. It's just a marketing game, in my opinion. No need. You know, we've all got these, the fucking flasks. I can't, the flasks. So just, you know, get your water on the go and just use a reusable thing in it. So branded water doesn't taste that much better. And if you're paying, you know, fucking £1, £2, £3 for a bottle, then, you know, you need to be drinking a lot of water all day. It's going to be an expensive little hobby there. Also, the point I was trying to make was that, like, plastic water, environment, you know, bad stuff. No need to create extra waste. Just get something that's reusable, or just drink tap water, which is fucking awesome, because tap water tastes good. It doesn't taste of anything. It's really cheap as well, so just drink tap water. Tap water crew, me and you. Tap water crew doing a rap because it's fucking cool. I'm a rapper now. Cam James rapping. I'm kind of lucky that I've got an ongoing water addiction. That's how I'm going to phrase it. But as a kid, we didn't have a lot of money growing up, and there wasn't a lot of food. So when I was hungry and I've got a high metabolism, I need to eat constantly, or my belly's just like fucking. Yeah, so he's a loud boy, my belly. But yeah, I'd always have a pint of water whenever I could, really. And I always after a meal as well. It would really help me just like feel satisfied after a meal. And I didn't realise, obviously, the science of it, like I explained earlier. When you drink, when you are eating, your digestion works better. You're going to take more energy, more nutrients from your food. Also as well, this is definitely a brag, but like people throughout the years have always just said, oh, you look so young, can't believe you're 30 or fucking whatever. But like, I would put it down to this, I drink a lot of water, so my skin's always been pretty like healthy. Like, I had a lot of spots when I was a kid for like a year, that I think every kid does, and then after that, just like being pretty clear skin. But like, I've always drunk water. I've never, again, like with the food stuff, we never had fizzy drinks as a kid. Again, about me, banned. Everything was banned in my house, so I didn't have fizzy drinks really till I got into uni. And then it was kind of too late to really pick up that as a kind of hobby. So obviously the soda, fizzy drinks, all that Coke kind of stuff. Another reason as well, I don't really drink that much fizzy drinks at all really. I can't remember the last fizzy drink I had. But like when I was going on my nights out, again, so going back to the alcohol bit, I'd have like, initially in the first few years of drinking, that's what you have, innit? Vodka and Coke, vodka and Diet Coke. And now I can't drink Coke or Cola. Like, I taste the vodka in it, like, what? And it just brings back so many bad, like, physical emotions. Like, I've kind of traumatized myself enough that I don't drink fizzy drinks, which is great for my health. So it's a weird little win that for me. But yeah, you know, maybe you can give up fizzy drinks for a while as well and see if you notice the benefits, because a lot of celebrities have just gone, oh, I gave up drinking Coke and now I've just lost fucking 63 stone or something, you know, whatever. But like, there's a lot of science in the fact that you're drinking poison. I'll have something else instead, thanks. Now, drinking water by itself, obviously you're told drink this much water every day. It's not going to get you the optimal hydration. So you need to get what's called cellular water. That's actually the water that you get from your food, which helps it get into your cells, providing you with that lasting hydration that's going to be more beneficial in the long run. Now, there is actually water in the meat as well, if you're eating meat. Because like I said earlier, we're made up of 60% water ourselves. So obviously animals are going to be made up of water as well. But they're getting their water and the nutrients from plants and fruit and veg. So again, not pushing vegginess on you, but you can just cut out meat, go straight to the source, and you're going to get, you know, the anti-inflammatory agents, which are not like people in sunglasses and business suits. You're going to get the antioxidants and the fibre as well. So just, yeah, fucking eat your water, man. Now with eating your water, which I think is a nice little sentence, you know, like a 2-year stretch, nice little sentence. Foods like a watermelon, for example. I think there's a clue in the name somewhere, I've been told. I can't find it yet, but I'm sure someone out there can find it. There's water in food, so like cucumbers, celery, strawberries, spinach, grapefruit, they've all got a water content of 90% and above. So just fucking eat your water, dude. Eat your water. 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 What am I doing? 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 Now I know I get off topic a lot of times, but I am talking about the Caveman Basics, my mental health book, so I will bring it back to the mental health now. And as I said earlier with the incredible sulk in the other videos, I do fly into these rages when I'm by myself, or I get into states of anxiety and just general stress. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I do my little checklist, which is the entire book really. Eating, drinking, breathing, and so on. But the main ones, eating and drinking. Caveman Basics, eating and drinking. Have I eaten properly? Have I drunk properly? Am I hydrated today? No. Am I in a bad mood now? Yeah. Drink some water, see how you feel. And then I get to be like smug and just kind of look back and be like, see, I'm right now because I'm hydrated and I feel better. I'm just like, right, okay, I made a mistake. I'll try not to let myself go that long in that state without, you know, without hydrating and just remembering like, fuck, I forgot, I've got to hydrate and I've got to eat right and I've got to do these things. And it is kind of that mental checklist kind of approach to life that I'm taking now. That's why it's called the Caveman Basics, and I'm trying to ram that home now, but that's what it is. And just, when you are in these anxious states or depressed or whatever, you know, there are a million mitigating circumstances, but a lot of the times you can really, really help yourself out by just, right, okay, pint of water, give me 5 minutes, and then, right, do I feel any better? No? Okay, something else has got to be changed. But a lot of the time it is just the basic things that we need to take care of. And yeah, if I'm dehydrated, I will fly into a bit of a rage. I become irritable, fidgety, and a lot of the time, which is shameful, this is why I feel shameful now, is that I lash out, and I not necessarily, I've never been aggressive physically to anyone, but I verbally, I can say things I can't take back, you know. I'll say things, especially to my family, and I just say some nasty stuff, and I say things I regret, and then when you're all fed up and you're like with food, and you're hydrated, and you're like, you feel like a different person, and that's when you learn a lot from yourself, I think. And again, just basics, take care of the basics, and then everything else kind of will fall into place. So yeah, that's pretty much it from drinking. Again, a lot of this is common sense, but I find that sometimes you just need a lot of common sense in one little bite-sized chunk to just kind of go, yes, I remember now. Because memory, again, for me is something I've not been that blessed with. There's a few circumstances there over time, but something I'm training myself on now and just remembering. So like sometimes I'll write it down on my hand, and like, again, Caveman Basics, I've got this stuff all around my house just to remind me, right, what do I need to do to make sure I'm okay when I wake up? And when I wake up in a bad mood, or I just get distracted, or I spend too long at work and I get caught up in emotions or caught up in the day or just some argument or something. And then you just, oh, hold on a sec, I need to get back to the basics. That's what I'm trying to push. So drinking is one of the many exercises that has a big impact on your day. So take it seriously, give things a go, try giving something up for a little while, and please just drink some more water, especially with your food. Thanks.